Originating in the Republic comics and popularised by the Clone Wars, ARC Troopers were one of the most well-known and popular Clone Trooper variants. However, one group of ARCs may have gone underrated due to their singular appearance in the original Clone Wars series. Personally trained by Jango Fett and initially deployed during the First Battle of Kamino, the Alpha-class ARC Troopers were arguably the best of the best in the Grand Army of the Republic. One of the most effective ARC teams were the Muunilinst 10 led by Captain Fordo. The first mission these ARC Troopers were seen on was the Battle of Muunilinst, where they played a key role in the Galactic Republic's engagement on the planet. Their mission was to deploy via a Republic gunship into droid territory, approach the main base and destroy its primary cannon. However, as the LAAT got closer to the point of deployment, it was detected by a battle droid which shot it down. However, this did little to slow down the clones' progress, who quickly advanced despite temporarily being pinned down by droid snipers and later an AAT, only taking one casualty in the process. As they reached the target, they rushed the droid defending it and rapidly destroyed the cannon, after which they watched the advancing forces as they waited for Kenobi to arrive. Once he did arrive, the Muunilinst 10 were also central in capturing the Separatist leaders and dealing with the bounty hunter Dirge. Immediately after the droid army was deactivated, Kenobi sent Fordo and his men to respond to a distress call from Jedi on Hypori. By the time they reached the planet, only one Jedi was still standing against General Grievous. Once the ARC Troopers had been deployed within the remains of an Acclamator cruiser, Fordo directed two of them to rescue two of the injured Jedi, Shaxi and Aayla Secura, while he and the rest followed the main life sign to Ki-Adi-Mundi, who continued to duel Grievous, coming across the two as the Jedi he was forcibly disarmed. Despite attempting to go on the offensive and being able to take out four of the ARCs present, Grievous was eventually forced to retreat in the face of superior firepower of the clones, both with the ARC's heavy weapons and later the gunship called in by Fordo. After forcing Grievous to retreat, Fordo used the opportunity to pull the unit out of the cruiser in spite of Mundi's desire to pursue Grievous. After succeeding in these two missions, Fordo was awarded the Chancellor's Service Medal, which he insisted should be awarded to the clone in his team who had died on Muunilinst. Along with this, his actions in one of these battles likely resulted in him receiving the Mandalorian J-Guys markings on his helmet, which were later seen on his Phase 2 clone armour. After Hypori, the actions of the Muunilinst 10 were mostly unknown, although given the tactical significance of ARC Troopers, Fordo and the other members were likely involved in some of the most intense battles of the Clone Wars. One of the few times where members of the team were sighted was during the Battle of Collar 4, during which ARC Trooper Steck was one of the few to survive an early encounter with the Scorpinek droids, although it's unknown if other members of the Muunilinst 10 were present for this battle. By the end of the Clone Wars, Captain Fordo was stationed, at least temporarily, on Coruscant when Grievous attacked the planet under the orders of Sidious. During this battle, Fordo was initially tasked with defending Sector 4 of the planet, which was eventually overwhelmed by columns of super battle droids which breached the clone lines as he attempted to call for aid. As the droids did so, Fordo used all the means at his disposal to dent their advances, destroying multiple while dual-wielding a blaster pistol and rifle from a fallen clone. However, as there seemed to be no end to the advancing droids' numbers, he still ordered his troops to fall back, an order quickly overruled by Yoda, who arrived to assist the clones after hearing the distress signal. After Mace Windu arrived on the front through a commandeered vulture droid, the two Jedi swept away dozens of advancing battle droids and ordered the clones to take the offensive. Even as the clones and Jedi continued to gain the upper hand, Fordo continued to dual-wield the pistol and rifle he had used to hold off the super battle droids. His last sighting in the battle was during a push on the right flank of the battle droid forces. Despite surviving the battle, it is unknown what happened to Fordo afterwards. However, he was likely redeployed to another front almost immediately alongside a Jedi General, although there have been examples of clone commandos and ARC Troopers disobeying Order 66, it is unknown if Fordo did, and if he didn't, then whatever Jedi he was deployed with, it would barely stand a chance.